Alright, guys. Today is Earth Day. Yep, today is Earth Day. The day we celebrate, the Earth and all that, and taking care of it. And I figured, why not do an Earth Day video? I actually have a couple planned. I don't know if I'm going to get them all done today or not. Heck, I don't even know if it's going to upload on YouTube right off the bat, because a lot of times I've been having issues where these videos take a little while to upload on YouTube. So I don't know if it'll upload on YouTube or not, on actual Earth Day. But even then, I don't know if I'll get all of them uploaded or not, because I do have a top 10 planned as well. And I actually have to get ready to go somewhere today, because I gotta go to Slackers. I'm gonna go work at Slackers today as a volunteer. If you guys don't know what Slackers is, it's a movie-like store. Yeah, we still have some movie stores around. Now they sell a lot of movies, but they also sell a lot of games. So yeah. But that said, though, if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. And you guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. That said, though, let's go ahead and start the video. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of an episode I haven't done in a while on this show. Well, since, February, and that's, the Super Mario Brothers, show. Or, the Adventures of Super Mario Brothers 3, that is. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've actually done a review on this. It's not been super long, because like I said, did one in February for, President's Day. And I told you guys I would do some more this year, too. And yeah, this is another episode I'm going to do a review on. I have at least two more planned, for, this year. Although one of them I probably should have done last year, but I was thinking about doing this one last year for the end of the year. But I know people have mixed feelings on presidential elections and all that, and I don't really like I don't really like to care for the presidential elections myself. So I figured why not it doesn't really matter, I'll just do it around, a specific time, So that's what I'm going to be doing. I know it's kind of a weird choice there, but I'm just going to do it around that time, because I don't want to wait for 4 more years for the next presidential election thing. So, yeah, but anywho, guys, let's go ahead and actually talk about this episode called Recycled Koopa. So this episode is very interesting, very, very interesting. So it starts off where we have it starts off where we have the Koopa kids, the Koopa kids going and cleaning up all this trash that they have. God, they have a lot of trash. They have a lot of trash here. So yeah, they have a lot of trash and all that, which is very interesting. I don't like how they end up with so much trash. It's a lot of trash. It's literally a dump. But it's literally a dump and all that, and so Koopa, aka Bowser, he goes as Bowser Koopa. Because in the original Mario Brothers, I think he was just called Koopa. I don't know if they called him Bowser or not, but his name is they now prefer him as we call him as well, Bowser Koopa. So we'll just call him King Koopa, because that's what they call him in the show. But King Koopa here is trying to get his bratty kids to clean up this mess here, and yeah, so it's a very big pigsty and all that, and then we got, bully Koopa here, kind of just being lazy, and I feel like we have like some funny lines with him and all that. Speaking of bully Koopa, I didn't point this out in the last video, but I was figuring out why not just point it out now. His voice actor actually passed away not too long ago. He passed away. He voiced a lot of characters. He even voiced this Little Bear's. If you guys don't know what the show Little Bear is, the voice actor who voiced him was the same voice actor. Well, not Little Bear himself, but his dad was voiced by the same voice actor who voices Bully Koopa and all that too. So yeah, he passed away not too long ago. I haven't really watched Little Bear in a long time. It's technically meant for little kids, but I told you guys I don't mind some little kid shows. Heck, I did a little kid show I'm uploading right now for Easter. I do want to say I meant to upload it before I left, and my phone almost was dead, so I didn't upload it. I told you guys I'm not really attempting to. Well, I'm attempting to upload them on the actual holidays, but like I said, it's not always gonna happen. Plus, like I said, the whole thing of it not uploading right off the bat. And plus Easter, I was doing something with my mom, or we were going to, but then we had a rainstorm and all that. So yeah, we never got to it. But I could have probably came back that day, but I also was trying to pick up a tree, from Tractor Supply and all that. And my mom had to go get my siblings from, did they come back on Sunday? No, wait, yeah, I think they came back on Sunday. She had to go get them and all that. And she was really tired, so I was just like, I'll just go back on Monday, I didn't want to, deal with that. So I was just like, I wanted her to be, sleep, So, yeah, I really didn't upload it that day. But this one I'm going to try to upload today, but I'll probably do it when I get back home. But I probably should do it earlier in the day, but like I said, I have to get ready and all, and I usually like to watch my videos before I upload them. So, yeah, but, that said, though, we'll get back to the review here. But basically, yeah, I will say, yeah, I do miss the voice actor who voiced him. I'm surprised they never made a new Super Mario Brothers, TV show. They could have made one of those. And had a lot of the voice actors, come back, because a lot of the voice actors for this show were still alive when they were still making those games. I'm literally surprised they never made a show about it. I figured they would make a show on that because, they were banking heavily on it. I know the new Super Mario Brothers games were overstaying their welcome or something like that. I don't know. I have to go back through the games and all that. And I don't remember them being too bad. Except the Wii U. On the Wii U one was probably my least favorite one, but I do have a plan to actually review them here pretty soon. Because I reviewed a Luigi's Mansion game, and all that, and I want to review those too. But that said, yeah, I will say that will be coming. But speaking of Luigi and all that, so what happens is, this is kind of a weird thing that happens, with Luigi here, but what happens is, since Bowser, King Koopa, which again is Bowser, King Koopa's kids decide to throw all their trash down there, they decide to go steal their wand. But yeah, they decide to go steal their wand. So they steal Hip's magic wand and all that, which got Hip and Hop and all that. Honestly, Hip and Hop, throughout the entire show, and I think even Super Mario World, their names are kind of said at the same time, so it's kind of hard to you have to like watch closely to see which one's named which, because down the road, I don't know if I brought this up or not, but down the road, their names are actually, I think I did bring this up, but their names are actually different. They're actually, their names are, they're different. They're like Bully Koopa is actually known as Roy and all that. Cutie Pie is known as Wendy and all that, and they're all their voices or the other names like have been changed and all that. I'm not sure why they changed it. I kind of like their names here. I don't know why they changed it. I like their names too now, but I kind of liked them before too. They were named after their personalities and all that. That was kind of cool. But that said though, well, I guess Hip and Hop, I don't know. Because Hop you would think would be the one on the ball, because he just show there's one episode where we see him bouncing on a ball, but that's actually Hip. I think it's Hip, yeah, because they steal his wand and all that, but you have to like look very closely because they're usually paired up together a lot, so you have to kind of like keep an eye out. But you can see their names and all that, like. But it's pretty cool and all that. I don't know if there's actually any comics that have their names or not, because there are comics of this show, but I don't know if they have the actual names of them. So you might have to watch the show to figure out their names. I know I'm kind of talking a lot about the concept of the show and all, but there's just a lot to kind of talk about here. And it's kind of interesting. That said, though, they steal his wand and then they go after them. And I was talking about Luigi here and all, because what happens is somehow Luigi, they're flying off in this, like with their raccoon power-ups, which I really do like. I think they call them Tanuki leaves now, which I don't know why they can't just call them raccoon leaves. There is Tanuki suits, but I feel like because in New Super Mario Bros. 2, you have the actual raccoon power-ups. So I don't know why they can't just call it, like the ones with the ears and tails, raccoons, and then call it the other way around, with the other characters. I don't know, it would be kind of interesting there, but yeah, basically what happens is they basically are flying off and all that, and Luigi gets shot in the tail, and somehow he doesn't lose his power up, which is really interesting because usually if they touch you, the power ups go away, kind of like the games, they'll go away. He gets shot there, but he's like perfectly fine, which is really weird. Also, what's very weird is he actually does not have a fox tail. See, down the road, they'll change his outfit and all to make him stand out, which I know some people might think, well, that's kind of weird and all that. Personally, though, I don't mind them changing his outfit. I think that way when they're playing as him, it feels a little different. Because over time, though, they'll change some stuff about Luigi to make him a little different than Mario, to make him stand out more. By making him more slippery and all that. Well, they kind of did that early on, too, but then there was a phase where it felt like you were kind of just playing the same character, like, I think in New Super Mario Bros. DS, you were playing as him, but he felt like the exact same character, But I had to like play the as him again and figure that out. But I'm pretty sure like he played the same and all that. Like his power ups were the same and all that, you know. But they started experimenting more with him, especially in Mario Galaxy. They started experimenting with his costumes and stuff more. Yeah, that's what was pretty cool about Nintendo doing that. I do wish they kind of made Mario have more, because Mario kind of just felt kind of like the odd one out, you know. But I mean, I'll talk more about that stuff when I review the games. But yeah, there's some problems I have with Mario and all that later on down the road. But that said, though, I do like that he somehow didn't lose his power up when he got shot here. But that said, though, they used the wand to get rid of the trash, which I'm like, why are they getting rid of the trash? Like, I mean, like, why are they giving magicking all the way back to Koopa? I mean, yeah, it's Koopa's kids and all that, and he threw all their trash all over the land. But that said, though, I don't know, I'm like, maybe Mario could have sent it, or sent it somewhere else or something, instead of just dumping it right back on him, you know. I'm just like, it feels like a typical, you know those food fights at school and all that, you throw food and all that, all it does is create more drama and all that, it's back and forth, because obviously it didn't work, because, you know, the trash goes right back to, they throw the trash right back, this time in the real world, because they go to New York, because Brooklyn's their hometown, and that's where all the trash ends up going, so obviously throwing the trash back at him obviously wouldn't have worked, because, you know, it's like, you know, food fights, like I said, at school. We never had food fights at our school, but I know it's a very common thing that they do on cartoons. There's food fights. But, yeah, it's kind of, it never ends very well. All you do is cause more drama and all. That's kind of what happened there. And to be fair, technically Koopa was just wanting his damn trash picked up, and Mario just throws all the shit all over back at him, and all, so it pisses him off, and it just creates more drama. Now, apparently, there's a catch with this trash, which I'm surprised it took him a very long time to reveal it. But apparently, this trash will actually turn people into Koopas. As you guys see with Mario right here, he turns into a Koopa. So they become like Koopa zombies and all that, and we have a cool chase sequence with them and all that, with a nice catchy song. Yeah, I'll say the songs are really good in these sequences. I think I talked about before how when I was little, I didn't really care about the songs too much throughout the show. I'm like, I just want to hear the characters speak and all that, but I liked some of the songs when I was younger. I just didn't care for them as too much. But over time, I kind of liked some of the songs in Scooby-Doo and all that. I kind of grew to like them more. I never really hated all of them. When I was little, I kind of just wanted to watch the actual show without having singing in it. It's like that with Disney movies, too. I kind of want to just watch the movies, not have to, have them singing and all that in it, you know. But I kind of grew to like it over time. It's kind of a weird thing, but, yeah. That said, though, I am surprised that they revealed it. They revealed it so early on, you know, I don't know, did the other characters get mutated too, you know, the toads and all that, or the mushroom people, you know, did they get mutated? Because, I mean, there are toads, but this is back when they kind of were more unique characters. Instead of making the toads kind of all look identical and all that. I don't know, it's kind of one of those things where I'm just kind of curious about that. Speaking of curiosity, if this trash mutated, these human characters, like with Bowser, once a human as well, and they got mutated from the trash and all that. I don't really know because I do know that that the story of Mario and Luigi as he goes through this pipe and all that, and Bowser's already causing trouble. So I'm not really sure. Honestly, I don't think I really want him to be a human. I don't think he really needs an origin story. Now, some of these characters, honestly, have had origin stories down the road, and they were actually very good. Like Skeletor from... I won't spoil much about Skeletor, but let's just say he didn't have an origin story, and then they gave him an origin story down the road and all that, and how he became Skeletor and all that. But they kind of change it up over time too. So but I don't want to spoil much for you guys for like He-Man and all that. But yeah, they do stuff like that. And they make it kind of good, but I don't think Bowser needs it. I think he could just be a mythical creature, like he doesn't need an origin story of how he became Bowser. And all I can think about with that is that live action Mario Brothers movie that was clearly not a Mario movie. But we'll get to that movie down the road. We'll get to that movie. We'll get to that movie in the future. But I don't remember the story being too bad with it. But I remember like the concept being absolutely dog shit. But like I said, we'll get to it down the road. Yeah, he was but he was not like he was actually a human in that one and all that. And it got turned into a mutated creature. But I don't know. But I don't know. But the thing is, though, they get rid of the trash and all that where they're at, and they're still normal Koopas. So I don't really know why it transforms the humans and all that into them. Maybe it's because maybe because it's got all their waste and stuff in it. Maybe it's got their waste in it and all, and they became mutated. I don't know. I think it's just kind of a weird concept. Because like I said, they got rid of all their trash, and then they're still Koopas, so I don't know why everything else got mutated too. I'm not sure, because even the birds and fish get mutated too into to cheap /trouters. Because they're actually trouters. I mean, they became them. Well, they were like trouters. I think now they're just called cheeps. But they were normal fish that got mutated. They were actually some pretty looking fish too. Like whoever designed them did a pretty good job with their designs. Unfortunately, they got mutated into actual, fish creatures and all that, and then the birds got turned into Paragoombas. So again, I'm just curious to. I'm still just curious to why they changed it. Like I still don't know why they changed why they got turned into it and all that, and I don't know, it just kind of brings more questions about the whole lore of it. But like I said, they have to be around the trash to be actual mutated. So like I said, I'm pretty sure there was probably something in the waste, that probably mutated it, because. So maybe it's toxic waste or something. I don't really know. It's very confusing. But like I said, I don't really want a story of I think that would kind of ruin the Mario series a little bit. They could probably have some sort of stories, but I don't feel like they need an actual story because it's supposed to be another world. It's not supposed to be the same world. That said, though, speaking of the real world, I was watching this and discovered that the clouds actually have eyes on them like the Mushroom Kingdom. Which that's kind of weird though. Like I wouldn't think they would have eyes on them, but yeah, a lot. Actually, a lot of stuff in the Mushroom Kingdom have eyes on them. The hills and all that, the sky. A lot of it has that stuff in there. So it's pretty interesting. But yeah, that said though, I'm thinking I'm about ready to get wrapping this up pretty soon. I do have one more thing I want to talk about, and it's Mario's mutation, because yeah, like I said, he gets mutated into a Koopa too. I do like how slowly he gets mutated into a Koopa and all that, and then like I like when he starts speaking about I'm almost Koopified. It kind of sounds kind of like Charles Martinet a little bit. You know, when he voices Mario, you know, like it sounds more like an Italian voice. Like I do kind of like that. I really miss Charles Martinet like as Mario, like he like retired and all that. Well, supposedly he retired. I'm not sure what happened because he's in his 60s. He's not like young, but he's definitely not super old and all that. And I don't know if there were some problems behind the scenes or something or what. Because he's still doing what I've heard. He's still doing voice work, but not for Mario, like other characters. Like he's doing it like. He's like gonna do it in other places. But I'm just upset that Nintendo, like really, like with Mario and all that, they never really gave him speaking roles or something. Like in games like Mario Sunshine and all that, I really hate that. Like, I feel like he deserves so much better, like, treatment than what he got with the voice of Mario. That said, though, he does speak a little bit throughout the show with Mario's voice and all that, but I feel like he didn't really get a lot of speaking roles. That said, though, I do like his voice work and all that. That's kind of what it reminds me of when he gets into his mutated form and all that. That said, though, I do like the part where they clean up the trash and they recycle it, which is, you know, what they probably should have done to begin with. But, I mean, using a magic wand was actually not a bad idea either, but I'm just like, you know, you kind of just could cause a garbage fight there and all that, But yeah, they caused they basically caused their home to get, you know, polluted and stuff too, you know. But yeah, I do like the ending though, where like they actually go after Koopa and all that. I'm not sure what they're doing. They're like blowing on him or something. I'm not sure what the heck they're doing. I'm not sure what they're doing. But yeah, Koopa does get his comeuppance and all that, and then we get the Statue of Liberty that speaks at the end too, which is very weird. Yeah, the Statue of Liberty speaks at the end too, which is really weird. So yeah, that's pretty much the episode though. Yeah, a very good episode. Surprisingly, it released in November. You know, considering it was a you know, this episode was actually a you know, an Earth-themed episode. Like, I figured it would release in April or something, you know, but I don't know. I'm guessing because this show only aired like one season in 26 episodes. And this is actually the 24th episode too, by the way. I actually didn't notice that. It released in November 24th, 1990, and it's the 24th episode. I actually didn't realize that. I wasn't paying attention to that. Yeah, I was looking up. I actually had to go on Paramount Plus to look up the freaking date, because Google can't be, you know, friendly here and let me look up the date of these episodes. Instead, it wants to be stubborn. So thank God that freaking Paramount still has the date, you know, the dates and all that. I don't know if this is actually the accurate date or not. I'm just going off what the date is here because, again, like, Google's being stubborn and hard-headed again, and I'm just thankful that freaking Paramount still has the original logo. It still has the original date and all that. Because a lot of streaming platforms are getting rid of their dates. Even Disney Plus, like if you go, like I was going on there, trying to look for some dates or some stuff, and I couldn't find anything. Because they keep getting rid of all the stuff. I don't know why. Like, why the hell get rid of the dates? You know, like, why? Like, maybe I guess because you can just look it up. But I'm like, shouldn't need to look it up if we're paying for your goddamn services. Why are we having to, like, look this shit up? It's like this on Netflix and HBO Max too. It's like, I mean, Hulu still has the dates, but like they're all pretty much gotten rid of their dates, and I don't understand why. It's annoying. I'm sorry, guys, but it's really annoying. Like, I hate that. But that said, though, I want to go ahead and give this a score for you guys because we need to give it a score. This one is getting good, and then I'm going to be giving it 120 points. Yeah, 120 points. Not a bad episode, a really good one, in fact. I had a hard time kind of thinking, like, of bad things I could think about this episode. I mean, with the whole humans getting mutated and all that, and then the birds and the fish, it kind of does raise some questions, but, like why they got mutated and all that, and, like I said, I'm hoping that the other characters are not mutated as well, but I don't freaking know anymore, because, Nintendo keeps changing shit about Mario's lore and all that. Like, the Koopa kids were once Bowser's kids, now they're not anymore. Apparently they're not even adopted. I heard they were adopted, but they're, like, not even adopted anymore. And I'm like, adopted means they're still Koopa's kids. They're still Koopa's kids. But yet they still say they're adopted and all that. Well, they're not even adopted anymore. They're just not even his kids. Which I'm just like, I mean, that's the thing that they said at first, that they were adopted and all that, and now they're not. And I'm like, I'm questioning, like, okay, like, but adopted and not adopted is the same thing, but I don't know. It's also Nintendo saying, like, Vivian from Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door is a cross-dresser when she's not. She's cross-dressing and transgender is completely two different things, you know, like I would say King Crocus from, Super Paper Mario is a cross-dresser, because he's technically a male, but, likes to beautify him by cross-dressing. And, but Vivian's actually a transgender character and all that. I don't know, it's kind of weird and all that, and, also, I know, like, some things they kind of kept, like, throughout time, like, Mario's last name being Mario, and Luigi and Mario, like, Luigi Mario, they both have the last name Mario, and Mario's first name is Mario, I think that those names are kind of stupid. Like, I don't know why they chose those names either, but, I mean, they are called the Mario Bros. But they usually just use the term Mario Bros because, well, they're brothers. So usually when they're talking about one or the other or both, they're referring to both of them as brothers. Like, I don't really like that they kept that, but they changed this other stuff. I don't know, it's kind of stupid, but I don't know if they're, like I said, if the whole mutation thing. Like, I'm hoping that ain't the case either with that, because that wouldn't make much sense to me. But also, speaking of the humans being mutated, they also have a little segment where they're, like, shooting out, like one character is shooting out, like, bloopers out of his ketchup bottles and all that. Ketchup bottles, I think they had mustard too, I can't remember. So somehow he got bloopers in there too. Yeah, so there's a lot of weird stuff that's going on in this episode. But that said, though, like besides the confusing plot, which I still think could be maybe considered a problem, because it like I said, I feel like it should maybe explain maybe the maybe it's got chemicals and stuff in it because the Koopas maybe had their germs and stuff all over it, and it gets on them. I don't know, like. But besides that, I think the entire episode is actually very good and all that, and I do really like it. And I'm gonna go ahead and let things go from here, though, because I do gotta get myself ready, though. But yeah, this is definitely a fun episode. I would definitely recommend this one to people if they want to watch an Earth Day themed episode. Anywho, bye bye.